Hi guys, so this is your video for your syllabus explanation as well as your confidentiality agreement form. So when you go to your homepage, I'm going to quickly show you how you can get to your syllabus. You can just go down to the bottom and click on the syllabus and confidentiality form link, and it'll take you to this page that I'm on right now. So all of my contact information is up here. That's also on the main page. And then right here is a link to the confidentiality agreement that you and your parents have to sign. If you come face to face, I will give this to you next week. If you are virtual, we're going to have to I may draw up a form that has all this on that, and you have to like sign it digitally. It'll mean the same exact thing. But what this is saying is in counseling and mental health one, we're going to discuss some very sensitive topics related to mental health, social and emotional learning, family life cycle, crisis, adolescent violence. Students and even myself may share some personal or private information during the course. And this means that there has to be a confidentiality agreement. So that way, I'm not going and blabbing to all my other teacher friends about this is what this one student said. And you guys as students aren't going to all of your other friends and saying, this is what Miss Warren said, or this is what so-and-so said in class today. We can't have that in counseling and mental one. I've already talked to administration, and there are going to be consequences if something like that were to happen. But my classroom is a safe place, and I expect it to remain that way. So if things are discussed even through our Microsoft Team meetings or Google Meet meetings, even through any of that, nothing is supposed to go outside of that realm. Okay. So you are required, I am required by law for safeguarding the private and confidentiality information of my clients, which you guys are. In this course, you will practice the professional expectations and behaviors of professionals in the career pathway. So that means you guys, it's now your responsibility to hold on to all that information too. You'll be required not to discuss any private or confidential information from this course experiences with anyone other than the persons involved or the teacher of this course. If you hear any other students sharing that information learned in class, you should not join in, and you should remind them to be as tactful, which means as quiet as possible, and keeping their mouth shut. All conversations of the course are confidential, and sharing this information outside of the classroom destroys the supportive and trustworthy environment. It may be damaging to that person's mental or physical health in the end, and you don't want to be responsible for that. So, like I said, I will give a physical face-to-face copy to some of you, and I'm going to have to figure out how to get you virtual students the copy, but I will figure that out before next week. Okay, and all right, so course description. This course is broken up into 4 separate units. It specifically focuses on a aspect of life that directly impacts mental health. So that's these right here. So there is analyzing self-awareness, understanding strategies to promote physical, emotional, and intellectual well-being. Basically what this is where you start from the inside and figure out your own mental health and what it means to you. And then we go outside of that and how your mental health is impacted through relationships, or how it was impacted by your family life cycle and things like that. So this big bold part is that confidentiality thing I was talking about. So on the very first day, you're going to be given, which you guys will be given next week, because we're not having a live meeting this week. The only reasons that I would ever go out and say anything else, and specifically this would be to a counselor or an admin, or maybe even to a parent, depending on the situation, is if you are hurting yourself or planning on hurting yourself, you are planning to hurt another individual, an individual is trying to hurt you, or you're in a dangerous situation and need help. So other than those situations, no information will be taken out of where it has been spoken, and there will be strict consequences, not just for myself, but the administrative team if this contract or trust is broken. And like I said, my classroom is a safe space, and it's an expectation that remains that way. Okay, so late work and makeup work. Late work, I will accept late work. All late work that is turned in, but there will be points taken off. For late work to still be graded, it must be turned in within the 6 weeks that the assignment was originally given. So that means if I give it to you within the first 6 weeks, you can't turn it in the second 6 weeks and expect me to still grade it. This means that once the first 6 weeks is over, you may not turn in any missing assignment, and it will receive a 0. And for those assignments that were not completed, it will still be a 0. You will not be able to receive any point value higher than a 70 on any missing assignment. That means like if it's turned in like multiple weeks late, if you turn in like a day or so late, it's not going to be a 70. And then late assignments will be put into Power School as a 0 until the assignment is turned in, and that will be a week after. So I update grades weekly. Missing work will be accepted up to, this is like an absence occurred. So if you are out of school for a whole week, then you'll have a whole week left to turn those things back in. But once that week is over, the assignment becomes late, and it follows these guidelines up here. Grading. Each assignment will be graded using points. The point system is as follows. So any of your module assignments, depending on the weight, it can carry from 10 to 25 points. Projects can range from 50 to 100 points. Tests and quizzes, these will be giving the amount of points the questions are given. So if the quiz has 17, it'll be worth 17 points. Participation grades, there will be discussion questions asked each week for students to participate in. This will be 10 points each week. These will happen during our weekly meetings, but you also have to answer them like on Canvas. But during our weekly meetings, or daily meetings actually, you will be required to participate. And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to. I'm not going to ever make you talk if you don't want to, but you will actually have to be present to be there or to get your points. And Power School is your most accurate grade. Canvas will have assignments graded, but only Power School will have missing work in a 0. So you have to make sure that you check Power School for your correct grade. That is what I'm going by. All right. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know.